Welcome everybody to the Project Virtual Conference 2015. Yes, we are here and we are going to talk about Power BI and Project Online today and show you how business intelligence can actually, it is necessary, but can also be a little bit fun. So my name is Alan Rocha, I'm from Projectum and I'm with my friend.
Hello, my name is André Xavier. I'm from BHS and I'm talking from Brazil.
Perfect. Let's get started then. Thank you all sponsors. You attendee, please feel free to check their websites and the products. And you can always freeze these and take a look. But let's go to our presentation. A little bit about myself. My name is Alan Rocha. I'm actually a Brazilian living in Denmark for the last 4 years. I'm today a partner and director of consulting at Projectum APS, which the company which won the Partner of the Year for Project and Portfolio Management 2015. I have 2 books published. One is about Microsoft Project 2013, Standard Professional and Pro for Office 365. Feel free to buy it, iTunes, Amazon, everywhere. I'm writing for 2 blogs today, one in English, another one in Portuguese. And feel free to also join and follow us, is ppmforall.com. I'm a Microsoft Project MVP for the last 6 years. So that's a little bit about myself. Andre, that's you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. My name is André Xavier. I am Operations Director from BHS, and I am VP also, and I write a blog in Portuguese. Sorry, English guys, but I have a blog here called Blog do Project. So feel free to catch us in the website. Thank you.
Perfect. So let's start. How we are going to spend our time today? So I tried to make, actually, we are talking about BI, so why not use a pie chart to show our agenda? But that's a very important point I want to take your attention here. So BI is not only making charts with colors. You need to make attractive but also relevant. That means you have to choose the right charts to show the right data. So let's make this slide a little bit more comprehensive and a little bit more attractive. There we go. So we have now a beautiful girl and we have a much easier way to see our agenda, which will actually take 60 minutes to finish.
So Alan, I see that you put a beautiful lady in the slide deck, but I think not everybody realized that was a mistake in the previous chart.
Exactly, Andre. One more time, I would like to take your attention, attendee, because if you show your data in a messy way, in not a comprehensive way, you can take wrong decisions. And I'm just showing you right now that in the previous slide, we had an item for our agenda today called Getting Milk from the Market. That does not make any sense what we're going to talk about today, but it's important to tell you that if you don't show in the right way, use the right charts, your data can be very difficult to be understandable. Thank you, Andre, for notice. So let's go through the agenda now. And we already talked about ourselves, so next point we will talk about the challenges and benefits. So what are the most common challenges on IT to actually implement BI? And the benefits of using Power BI to fight against this challenge. We will talk about that. Then we go for a Power BI overview, just to give you a brief idea of how the entire Power BI works. We will touch base on the architecture and the structure because it's really important for you to understand how you can reutilize the components of Power BI and how can you implement this in your company. Then we will get the data, how I can get data into my Power BI, easy peasy. Using content packs, you can roll this out to your entire company. We will also show you how this works. We will start exploring Power BI a little bit, getting the feeling how the tool works in my browser. So we make live demos for you and show you how I can analyze a customer PPM data and a sample PPM data. We will create a report together live here, show you how easy it is to create a simple report and make this report publish as a dashboard to my entire organization. So we will do this together with you. We will show you what to do with your old Excel files. That means if you have legacy in your reports, you can still use Power BI to actually use these files. We will talk to Power BI. Yes, that's it. We will talk to Power BI. We will ask questions and get answers directly generating Excel charts and generating charts live for you in your browser. I'm not kidding. Then access anywhere, anytime, which is really important because everybody knows we travel a lot and we see a lot. We have to be very mobile. Everything is actually available in Power BI on your hands. So that's our agenda. It's going to take 60 minutes.
So, Alan,
Yeah.
I have a meeting with my wife in 60 minutes ahead. So I'm good with time, right?
Yes, but I want to take your attention again, attendees. What you are seeing here is how you can take wrong decisions looking at your data. You can make mistakes, even though I'm showing 60 minutes for you here. Actually, if you sum up all the agenda, we have 80 minutes. Pay attention, because what I'm trying to actually show you is if you look at your data without the right information in the right place, you will actually run and take the wrong decision. BI is not only make it beautiful, it's not only make attractive with nice ladies in the slides, it's also important to show you the right data. Thank you, Andre, for noticing again, and let's get started. Perfect. So what we're going to talk about is the common challenges on the IT to implement Power BI versus how Power BI key benefits can help you to actually fight against these challenges. So let's go. There we go. Those are the common challenges for BI IT professionals.
So, Alan, what you're saying, and you can explain better to us how we can manage the BI system, the variety of data source that we have in the companies, the cloud data, integration, keep the data update, and easy of adoption.
Exactly, Andre. So I'm going to highlight for you now only the key points. People don't want to spend time setting up BI systems. They don't want to pay a lot of money for hardware acquisitions. They want to pay less, do it fast. I want to connect different kind of data. That means I can use my cloud data with my on-prem data. Yes, security, privacy, all this data is actually encrypted by Power BI service. I can integrate with my existing environments. That means if I have something on-prem, my Salesforce, my SAP, I can use this data to integrate with Power BI. Refresh is done by the service. That means your data is always up to date. You can set up every hour automatically schedule refreshes for your data. And easy adoption. It's family, it's Office family, it's everything. That you can create your own visualizations. You don't need to spend time building charts. You can just start dragging and drop data and building your variety of data. That's how it is. And those are the common challenges that we have in the IT. But let's move on now to the key benefits of using Power BI and what are the differentiators of Power BI. Again, I'm highlighting what is the most important here. Power BI can provide you pre-built dashboards and reports, and we are going to show you this to you soon, real-time, up-to-date. That means if you want to track, for example, a social media feed, you can easily push data to Power BI and see live what is going on. I have secure live data connection, even on-prem and in the cloud. There is a connection called Data Gateway Connection that encrypts all data for you. Intuitive data exploration. You see how easy it is to click and drill down and drill up using your own data. Again, Microsoft products familiar. Everything looks like Microsoft and it's easy. If you work with Office, you will know how to work with Power BI. Fast deployment. Andre, believe it or not, but with one click, 1 second, you can start using Power BI right now for free.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm so excited.
Yes, let's go ahead. Okay, so let's talk about the Power BI overview right now. Go ahead, Andre.
Great, Alan. So let's take a look and show to everybody an overview of the product. So Power BI, it's a combination of a lot of resource features, things in the cloud that can bring the BI, the best in the class BI to the companies. So you have data refresh, data sets. You can build a lot of reports, very different and amazing type of visualization, live dashboards, a lot of content packs, so you can combine a lot of reports that's through a type of guys or departments in content packs that it's amazing. You can ask for Power BI and build a lot of amazing charts. You can share and collaborate with your team the dashboard and reports. And you have a lot of data source that we are going to talk about later.
Very nice, Andre. I'm amazed, actually. Really cool. I can ask questions. I can share with my colleagues. I have different data sources. But one more thing, actually two more things. If you are an IT expert, you can actually download for free the Power BI desktop and prepare, explore, and create reports just offline in your computer. And after that, you publish to Power BI service. That's amazing. But even more, if you are a tech guy, a geeky, and you want to code for Power BI also provides you the REST APIs. So you can start coding for Power BI, which is really amazing, and creating your extensions and different apps. So we are very, very proud of giving you all this overview, because Power BI is not only one component, it's a combination of many, many, many components. Really nice. Let's go to the next one. Talking about the architecture. Take over, Andre.
Okay, so like we said, Power BI, it's a product in the cloud, but you can use your on-premise data. You can bring data from SQL Server, other database source. You can bring data from Microsoft Cloud and other and non-Microsoft Cloud. So you can bring the data source from everywhere. And if you are a business analyst, you can use actual the Excel and the Power BI Designer to build amazing dashboards. And of course, everyone wants to see the reports in the web using HTML5, so you can use in any browser. And of course, like Alan said before, sometimes you are in a travel and it's better to use in mobile apps.
Really nice. And so what you said is, if I have my Mac computer, can I access and take all the advantages of Power BI?
Yes, amazing. It's amazing.
Really nice. Perfect. So now what we are going to talk and explain to you guys, it's the structure of Power BI. How my blocks combined with each other can build dashboards, reports, or data source for you. So let's get started again. So Andre, how I work with Power BI is, I can have one dashboard actually working with many reports and many data sets. And of course, I can have one report working with one data set and one dashboard. Are you understanding?
Alan, it's too complicated. Please.
Okay.
Make more clear for everybody.
No problem. Let's jump these slides, the boring slides. I will make a big picture for you where I can see all the structure of blocks and everything, showing data sources, data sets, reports, dashboards. Everything is now in front of your face. Do you understand now?
Alan, my God, I think nobody understands that. And if I try to explain my CFO that, he's going to throw me away.
Okay, let's try a different approach then. Let's forget about this, and you are now a CFO. Are you happy, Andre?
Yeah, I'm not happy yet.
Why are you not happy?
I want to see amazing dashboards from the financials, from the Salesforce.
Perfect. So just to make a point, Salesforce, it's a cloud service and can be used as a data source in Power BI as well. Then, using the Salesforce data source, I can build a data set for you using either Power BI Desktop or Excel. After that, I can build this report directly in the service of Power BI, and deliver the CFO dashboard to you. Are you happy?
Now, yeah!
Perfect.
I'm happy, but
What?
the CEO came to me and said, oh, nice dashboard that you made for CFO, but I want one dashboard with some pieces of the CFO dashboard. Can you build for me?
No problem, Andre. That's a nice point because using the same financial report, I can provide some specific reports for the CFO dashboard. So he does not need everything. He can take some pieces that's going to be useful for you. So are you happy now as a CIO?
I think I'm so because now I have the financial, but I want the project, the portfolio data in the same dashboard. Can you do that?
That's a complex question, Andre, but yes, no problem. Look at this. Now I have my project online environment or my project on-prem, which is a completely different data source, as you can see in the bottle, and I can combine this in the same data set using Excel or Power BI desktop, provide and create a report only for project and portfolio data, and then attach and combine this data in the CIO dashboard. Are you happy now?
Yes! Amazing features now. I have a lot of dashboards in my company, but now the PMO came to me and said, Andre, I want the project and portfolio dashboard like you made to the CEO. Can you do that for me?
Yes, in the same way. I don't need to build something new. I can share a piece of my project report to the PMO dashboard. And are you happy as a PMO or do you still need more?
I want more. Like everybody knows, I want the portfolio data, but I want more data and everything that we have in the project online or project server.
No problem. You can combine your SharePoint data and build a different data set, bring data for sites, create a site report, and then combine to the PMO dashboard. Everybody's happy?
Yeah! Now
Perfect.
everybody in the company is happy.
That's what I'm looking forward to. So let me show you how we get this data now. How easy it is for me and what kind of data sources are supported. So let's get started. So basically, what I did here for you, Andre, I showed many data sources available for you to actually connect to Power BI Desktop. And that means if you don't see your data source right now here, Microsoft is adding new data sources every week, every time. So if you want, send a feedback to Microsoft and they will evaluate according to the priorities if they should add or not as a connector for Power BI.
Great. I see a lot of their source available right now, but some type of them, I really don't know what is it.
No problem. I just did my homework and I separated and reserved the most important ones in this. And you can see highlighted here that you can use Excel files as data sources. So you can use text files. That means if you have an old SAP client, you're still able to get this data from SAP and pull out to Power BI, SQL Server databases, SQL Server analysis services. That means all that cubes in your company can be actually pointed to Power BI and you can analyze with beautiful charts. SharePoint lists, everybody uses SharePoint. And all data feed, which is exactly what we do for Project Online. So all data from Project Online can actually pull out and you can show in Power BI.
So Alan, you said some service on-premise and some servers in the cloud. And what about the security of them?
No problem. Just showing and highlighting for you exactly what is important. Everything it is encrypted by the service. All Power BI data and users actually get this data through HTTPS for all traffic. That means if you have an on-prem environment, Power BI will install a gateway in your environment on-prem and build a pipe directly to Power BI in the cloud and secure and encrypt all this data. If you're using, for example, Project Online, all the securities do is actually managed and handled by OF2, which is the most new ways to authenticate, like Facebook and all this. So there are many different ways to authenticate through Power BI. All data is encrypted and very safe for your users.
Great.
Nice. Let's go to the next one because we have a lot of data sources, but what happens if I actually want to pull this data and actually build this data for my users? Power BI can provide you something called content packs, and content packs are the easiest way to share and roll out Power BI dashboards and reports to your organization. So what is nice about content packs is you can have very actually common and famous services right now. So you can connect to your GitHub, you can connect to Salesforce, Visual Studio, or maybe Google Analytics. So there are many content packs already developed, but not only this, you can pre-build dashboards and reports for your own organization. So that means you can have your own content packs rolling out in your own reports and dashboards for your people according to their profiles. Is that amazing?
Yeah, but can you explain for us if I have a new guy in my team that is starting today? So if he wants to start to use this fancy content pack, he can start to use, and it's easy and quick.
Yeah, let me show you live then. I'm not showing PowerPoint right now, but let's go and jump directly to Power BI. By the way, what you're seeing here is you're looking at Google Analytics data. That means I'm using a Microsoft service, but I can connect to many different Power BI data sources or services. So let's get a blank Power BI. So if I go directly to so this is a blank user. Oops, that's not a blank user. Let me get a blank user. There you go. A completely blank Power BI user. I have nothing to show here. I have many ways to connect to my data. First, if you are a more expert one, you can use the databases or files, but I'm not this kind of guy. Your employee is actually a business user and he just want to see the data ready to go. I can connect to existing services, like I said, Salesforce, or maybe my GitHub or Google Analytics. It's not what we're looking for, right? We're looking for your organization data. So when I go to my organization here, look at this. I have a content pack ready and waiting for me. And even better, I want to show you, for example, if you have another user, and this user has, for example, a different kind of permission. So he's not a developer, he's a project manager. You can actually define your content pack according to permissions. So for this user now, I have different content packs. So if I close here, now I can see that specific content pack. So what I'm going to do right now is show you how easy it is to connect to my content pack. 1, 2, 3, I click on my content pack and I just say connect. What Power BI is doing right now behind the scenes is bringing all this data live to me. So look at this, like magic. All your dashboards, if you look in the left side, has been created for you. You have reports available down here, data sets. So if you ask me, Andre, oh, Alan, what about the refresh for this data set? Look at this. I can see exactly the last refresh, and my IT can actually determine and set the frequency of this refresh, which can be every hour, every day, every week. It's up to you, or maybe only in the morning. So your IT can define this. And look at this. You can start using different dashboards ready to run, everything set for your IT. Do you like that?
Oh my God! The new guy in the team, he can start to work just right now.
That's perfect then. Let's go to the next slide, Andre. So what we are going to see right now is, let's explore a little bit of Power BI. Let's see how Power BI works in real life. So nothing better than actually look at a real case. So what I'm going to present right now, it's a real customer case, and it's called DT Group. And I will give you a context of the company, just talk about the company very briefly, talk about their previous situation before they decided to go to Power BI, and then give you a Power BI demo, which I'm pretty sure you will love it. So going further, DT Group is actually the largest retailer company and distributor of building materials in the Nordic region. That means they are present in more than 5 countries. They have 260 stores, 6,000 employees, and this is only for the DT Group. The entire group, which is the Wolseley Group, has more than 40,000 employees. So what they have, what was the previous situation before they actually decide to go for Power BI? They had a cloud strategy. This was defined and very clear for everybody. So Office 365 were delivering for them the cloud strategy that they needed. So they don't want to spend more time on infrastructure, everything was in the cloud. Project and portfolio management was being handled by Project Online. By the way, if you go to the Convergence Barcelona 2015, you see this implementation. The CIO is going there to present this for you. Feel free to join. It's going to be in Barcelona. It's going to be an amazing time. Resource management. They have more than 600 users, so they need to manage their capacity. Everything handled by Project Online as well. Work management solution. That means they expand the Project Online, the portfolio data, and give this to more users to track all the work, requests of enhancements. So everything being handled by SharePoint. Azure in the cloud is building the connection and integrating with Project Online. Everything is managing track of resource and track of work. This was the previous situation. Then they started asking what we need for actually track and go for Power BI. Then we start with project dashboard. They have a resource dashboard, an economy data dashboard where they can track how is the project going, how much money I'm using on CAPEX, OPEX, snapshot data. That means that they can see the trends, how many projects are going down on budget, going up, or requesting more money. We are going to explore all these dashboards together and show you how actually you can work with them. So basically what you can see here is the portfolio dashboard, and in a very clear view you have clear picture of all the overall KPIs. Let me get a pen and draw here for you. Overall KPIs for my entire corporation. I can see only scope KPIs, cost KPIs, how many projects I have on my idea phase and all the other phases as well. How much money actually I'm spending on that specific phase. How much budget I need to run my G2 gate. All this in one picture. How many programs I have. Not only programs, look at this. In those programs, how many forums or projects I'm working on. In one picture, you can see all this information. So as a CIO or as a user of Power BI, when you arrive here, you see all this data. But let's hold on. In case you are not interested on number of projects, or you are not a PMO person, what happens if you actually go to the resource? So you are a team member or a team manager. What you want to see right now is how many resources you have, how many actually capacity you have for this period, availability. And Andre, I know you are probably asking yourself right now if this data is up to date, and yes, it is. All this data is up to date. When you come here, you can see exactly that on this week, you don't have enough resources to actually run. Your capacity is lower than your demand, so you can actually act on that. Look at this. You can even combine actual work with all your availability and what has been already planned for you. You can act easy and fast. You can identify how much work is actually being used for administrative or IT projects or maybe enhancements. As a team manager, you have all this information automatically refreshed for you and very easy to access. But it's not only this. You have financial information, so I can see my budget, actuals, and actually the variance in my portfolio. Think about that. I can easily see how much money I'm using on internal cost or maybe external cost. Most of my customers, they actually request to have a reduction or reduce year by year the amount of externals being used. You can track, use exactly how was the budget and how much is the actual for this. This data is up to date, is live data. Not only this, I have snapshot data where you can track exactly that. In this month, June, I have 52 projects canceled, but now I have 67 because something happened. So you can easily see the trends of your company. You can see how many projects are going for red KPI and going directly to green KPIs, or the opposite. Then you can act on that. So that's some of the ways you can analyze this data. And now what I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you this live directly into Power BI. So what I'm going to show you, what I will show you to you now, guys, it's how we can actually explore this dashboard in Power BI. So I'm not going to show you this controls environment right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to this customer sample. And again, the same way of creation of your data. So you can use the organization content packs to pull this data out for new users or roll this out for your entire organization. So what I'm going to do is I'm connecting to the PT Group Power BI content pack. And like magic, as you saw in the PowerPoints, all those charts and dashboards, they are now visible for this user. So what I can see here is exactly that data, but live. So all this data you can see here is live data for you. So you can actually track all projects, all the information that you need, see different kinds of charts. You can actually analyze, you can navigate through the dashboards very easily. Look at this. If I go to my resource dashboard, now I have my resource information up to date. You can now always look here to see when the data was refreshed. And again, you can refresh this every hour. So you can start using these dashboards to analyze your data, to track your information. Economy dashboard, very fast and easy. You don't need for the data load because everything is being refreshed by Power BI for you behind the scenes. So when you go here, you can have a big picture of all your financial information. Not only that, but snapshot information as well. So look at this, that I can analyze all the trends for my projects. But let me show you, for example, a different sample of customer. So instead of, we are going to explore more this customer case, but I can also use one of the samples that Microsoft has, which has been developed also by us, that we can go to this environment where I can have even resource, like I showed it to you, project dashboard, resource dashboard. You can have your own setup, show availability, show timesheet information, financial information, that now it's using the new acquisition by Microsoft, the Financials app, so you can see year by year or month by month all the costs and budget and variance that you have in your portfolio. Snapshot data, looking at all variance month by month. So how much is your benefits or your project, your portfolio are trending? Not only this, but if you have a department, you can build a department dashboard. Look at this. In this department dashboard, I can track KPIs for all resources on my team. See availability, committed work. I can see the actual against his capacity. I can see for the entire department how it is the progress and how it is my actual work, my committed work. Sounds really good. And this is just showing that you can explore this. You can go even further with this information.
Alan,
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of already beauty reports that you will bring, maybe using a content pack. But if my CFO or my new team guide wants to change a little bit or build something new, how we can handle that?
No problem. That's actually our next step here. So if we go back to our slides, for each dashboard, we have reports connected to them. So now we are going to explore the project report, the resource report, economy report, and snapshot report. And the big difference between dashboards and reports are that you can actually interact with them. So let's take a look. So if I go back here, how difficult do you think it is for me to access my reports? For example, my project report. Do you think it's difficult? It's not, because if you are in your dashboard and you want to explore that specific chart, you just click here. When you click here, what is happening behind the scenes is I'm loading the report that is actually showing and providing that chart to me. So what is nice in this report here is, for example, If I want to see only projects for my idea stage, everything that I click now, I can see the result live, no waiting time. Look how amazing this is, Andre. I can see
So, are you saying that if I click in the chart, he filter everything in the report and the dashboard?
exactly. Look at this. I can see on my idea that I have 3 programs, 5 forums being waiting on this idea phase, 86 projects. And if I click on pre-project, for example, the same happened. Everything in the chart is now showing to me. So if I want to see, for example, look at this pie chart showing exactly what is the portion of idea projects on business or the portion of idea projects on internal projects. But not only here, so you can actually explore this much more. That means if I want to filter for a specific department or filter for a specific forum, I have a page filter in my right side that I can come here and say, I would like to check only the forum number 3. So now, look how amazing is this. I'm only looking at data for the forum number 3. And you don't need to wait for refresh. You don't need to wait for anything. It's instantly reaction because all the data is being refreshed for you. And can I combine different filters? Yes, forum number 3 and forum number 4. So now you have 2 forums. You can see them here. Not only this, but if you actually, let me clean this filter, and I want to see, for example, only a specific program. So I will take the program number 3. I can see that the program number 3 is still having some projects in the idea phase. All the scope KPI is actually green, which is good. Some of the projects is not set yet, but I have some overall KPI red. That means I can react on this right now and actually go to the person which is working. So if I want to see, for example, who is actually have a red KPI, when I click in the red, look at this. I can see that the project 142 is the guy I'm looking for, and I can find the project manager, the business sponsor, and everything. So just by clicking, you start interacting with your charts. Not only.
So, Alan,
yeah.
What are you saying that I'm not, my CFO doesn't have to ask for IT guys to make new reports every change that he can do by himself?
Exactly. So just to show you that you are not locked on the resource dashboard. You can navigate to the resource dashboard or economy in different dashboards and interact with them. I'm going to show you exactly, for example, if you don't like one of these charts, it is super easy for you to change. So wait a second, let's explore a little bit of this dashboard, and then we will go for changing the dashboards and change the reports and the charts. But what I want to see, for example, this is a very common thing that I have in my customers is I would like to track for a specific team manager. So I would like to see all my team, how they are doing. So what I can see here is I can click on my specific team and look at this. I'm looking at the e-business role, all the planned work. I can see that I do not have availability on that specific month. And if I click here, for example, in the worst week that I have, week 37, you can easily see who are working on the week 37, how is the work being divided. You can start navigating and using these filters to see your data. So I want to see maybe not only one department, I want to check, let's see one specific resource. So if I click on this resource, look at this. I can see now only for that specific resource how it is his planned work, his availability for the next month, so he has completely no availability. How is his work and allocated work against capacity? How much is he working with the team? Where he is working? So you can see easily that he's spending 50% of his time on administrative. He's spending a portion of 10% on enhancements and 42% on IT projects. So just to show you that it's not only for projects, you can use this for resource and economy as well. So when you go to the economy chart or economy report, you can see exactly how much you're spending on maintenance, hardware, software, and always I want to track one specific program only. So let's see, I want to only check the forum 3, which is my forum, or could be my department. I can easily see that I'm using staff cost, I have external capabilities. I can track all the numbers, how much these projects are being divided. If I click on anywhere, keep this in your mind. You are interacting with the project. So I can see the owner, I can see the project, everything. The same for snapshot, which is really, really interesting for most of my customers, because here you can actually track easily. So if I take, let's say, one of these projects, 242, or maybe this project here, what I can see is this project has no variance on his KPI. So let me take another one. This project, so you can see month by month how the projects are reacting. So look at this. In July, I had those two projects using and having a yellow KPI for time. But then one of the projects actually get better. So month by month, you can create trends of your data. So when you look at this, you can see exactly how it's happening in your company and take the actions very fast. So now, going back to your question, how can I edit this and why I should edit this? If I go back to my project dashboard, I look at this and I say, I don't like bar charts. I would like to have maybe pie chart to show my data. How can I do that? Let me go back to our slides. We already have seen the report, research report, economy report, the snapshot report. So now we are going to modify and create our own dashboard. So what I have to do is I go back to my chart. Can you see in the top here, Andre, there is something saying that there is a locker, a sign of a locker telling you that this dashboard is built by my IT and is locked for me. But what you want is actually to unlock and build your own dashboard from this point. So when I click here, I can instantly say, I would like to create my personal content pack. I would like to personalize this information and use by myself. So when you save, now what is happening behind the scenes is this content pack, it's completely flexible according to my needs. So what would you like to change here, Andre? For example, do you think your overall KPI should be bigger than the scope KPI?
I think so.
That sounds good. So I can actually just drag and drop and starting showing and creating my own way to analyze the data. So look at this. So I can just drag and drop. I don't care about programs. I maybe would like to see this data a little bit bigger. So you can actually start just dragging and drop and manipulating your data in your chart. And this is now your way to analyze, not only here, but also for resources. So I, for example, I'm very interested to see this information in the top, and I don't want to see the customer. You can start just dragging and drop. Now a good sample is, going back to my project dashboard. When I look at the count of projects by phase, it's a bar chart. I don't like blue. I would like to change this color. How can I do that? First of all, you can click on this chart. When you click on this chart, what is happening is, I'm opening the report. In this report, I'm now able to edit. So I can edit this report, Power BI, without requesting any component or any installation in your computer. You can start just editing this information. So what I'm going to do now is, I don't like to see by stage, so I can just remove this chart. I don't need to see a table. I will just remove those two items. I would like to see this a little bit bigger and maybe in a different way. So look at this. You can start navigating and using different, oh, let me change the colors, just then we can see in a better way. So look at this. You have all the components just in front of you. So if you want to see a tree map, so number of projects by stage as a tree map, but no, I want to see as a bar. And I want to look at this maybe in a different color because I like yellow. And maybe I think I don't want to see, for example, axis. So remember, you can start manipulating this data and showing the way you want. So let's build one more one. So I don't want to see scope. I don't want to see my cost KPI, my time. I want to see only the overall and bigger. And I want to see this as a bar. And now maybe I would like to see a data label. So now you can see how many projects you have on each one of your overall KPIs. And look at this now, Andrea. What I can do here is I can now pin this to my dashboard. So I can pin to my project dashboard and it will be available all the time and refreshed for me. But look, even better than this. If you ask me, Alan, I'm not interested to see all projects. I just want to look at my department. Can I do that? Yes, you can. What you need to do is you are looking at that specific dashboard or that specific report, and you can go on the filters for that specific page, and I want to actually filter only for my forum. So now I'm looking only for my forum. That means I can pin this to my chart, to my dashboard when I pin. Or maybe I have one yellow with all. Let me change the color here because this is only my forum. Let's make red and let's pin this to my project dashboard. I want to see this chart as well.
What are you saying, that it's so easy to create and all projects in your forum it's red?
Yeah, that's actually it's not red. What I'm showing right now is actually that all projects in my forum, they are, I just choose the color red. But if I go back to my project dashboard, as you can see here, look at that. All the new pins I have added, they are here. So let me just clean a little bit of the old data because I don't need all this old data. So let's open some space here. Let me take these APIs out. And look, but this is not clear enough. What I want to do is even more. I want to tell that this is projects by phase, all portfolio. And then this one down here is the same project by stage, forum B, only for my forum. So you are looking only at your data. When I do this, always I can keep track of my data. But then you can ask me, Alan, maybe it's a little bit too much. Can I create my own dashboard because I don't want to use what is already done? No problem. Look at this. You just create my dashboard. Now you have a blank dashboard. What you need to do to start filling out this dashboard, navigate to your report. When you are in your report, what you need to do is just start pinning again. I want to pin to my dashboard. I want to pin this to my dashboard. I would like to pin this information to my dashboard. Maybe I would like to track how many projects I have in my dashboard. I would like to have a table in my dashboard. But not only project data, I would like to track resource data based on my forum, only for the forum number 3. So you can even go here and find the forum number 3, or maybe only my department. So let me take my department. So I will take now e-business and another department. And I can now pin this to my dashboard. If you want to change this, you are always able to edit the dashboard and start pinning. So if I want to track only one resource, because you want to track yourself, for example, I can select the resource here, and now I can pin this to my dashboard. When you go back to your new dashboard, like magic, you have all this information, easy to access. You can start making different sizes. You can start actually making this in your own way, so you can see the overall KPIs for your entire dashboard. You can make different ways to visualize this data. So maybe I need a bigger chart here. All this without any request for IT or anything. You are able to change your data very easily. Do you like it?
Oh my God, very easy. And I think everybody wants to start playing with Power BI after the session.
Exactly. So let's go back to our PowerPoint and continue. So we just create our own report. We create our own dashboard. By the way, if you want to create a blank report or completely blank, just to show you how easy it is, because also I don't think I touched on this. You just can edit and add a new page in the bottom and dragging and drop data. So I want to see all my business owners, and I want to see how many projects or programs I have over there. You drag and drop data, and you can start looking at this information just right here. And this, again, With this chart, you can just pin to my dashboard, go back to your dashboard. You don't need to save this, and you see this live for you all the time. All the time you can keep track of your data without spending time of requesting new reports or anything. Let's go back to our PowerPoint.
So, Alan, amazing reports, amazing dashboards, very easy to use and create. And how about the old stuff that I have in my company? The Excel files. I have a lot of Excel files already connected to my on-premise or old data service. Can I use them?
Yes, and this is one of the key points of Power BI is make available for everybody. So that means if you have old Excel files or new Excel files, because everybody loves Excel, correct? So you can unlock this Excel data with two different ways. You can either use only the data model that you have in your Excel and use the Power BI capabilities, or you can even import your own Excel file into Power BI. Let me show you. So if I go back to my Power BI, what I would like to do here is, I have an old Excel file, and I love this Excel file. Let me just find it here. Just a second. Vou ter que dar pause. So let me find an Excel file that it's used by my company today, and everybody love it. So you can see I have an old Excel file with charts, and I have different kind of data. I have track information from my different, I'm using pivot tables. This is a live Excel, and people are using this file today. So what I'm going to do is I will upload this file into my Power BI OneDrive, and what I need to do is I can get data from files. I can either go to local files and look at my computer, or I can go to my OneDrive, which is unlimited for Office 365 users. I select this file and I connect to my existing file. Pay attention right now that I have two ways to import this file. I can either connect and manage using normal Excel way, or I can import the data model into Power BI and use the new way that Power BI works. Let's continue using the way we used to have Excel and use as an Excel file. So I'm connecting to my Excel file as it is today. Power BI is now processing the selected file. So let's wait for a second. It's already done. Not even gave me the time to talk. But if you look in the corner here, Andre, can you see there is an icon for Excel workbook?
Yes.
This is amazing, right? So together with all the new Power BI, I'm still able to use my old Excel files. I can schedule refresh. I can see the last time there was refreshed. I can visualize this Excel file. So if I open, now I'm using Excel Online to show this data to me. And if you look, the way you saw in Excel and now the way it's presented in the browser, it is exactly the same way. The same rendering, fidelity of all the graphical information that you have here. Isn't it amazing or not?
So I'm not losing any chart or feature using like that.
No, nothing. And you're still keeping all the interaction with your Excel file. So if you just select or use the slicers, Excel will actually make the filters for you. So now it's been filtered. So I want to see only a specific type of project. When you make the filter, everything is going to be handled by Excel Online and make the filters for you. Live, without anything, in 1 second, you can import your old data. Really nice, right? Let's go ahead. Going back here, what we are going to do now is we are going to talk to Power BI. Be ready for that, Andre.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Talk with Power BI. Are you crazy?
Be ready for that. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Power BI has an engine that actually understands your data and generates a lot of questions and build charts live for you. That means if you start asking, like you ask to your colleague, Power BI will look at your data set and your data model and start building charts live in front of you, Andre. This is really easy. You don't need to call, you don't need any IT experience, any technical skills to start building your own charts according to your data.
Alan, amazing that what are you showing to us, but actually I can do everything in PowerPoint. I can send a shuttle to Mars or to the moon in PowerPoint. Please show to us.
No problem. Let me show you live then. So what I'm going to do right now is access my Power BI. I will take another environment where I have like project data, resource data. So I'm a team leader, or maybe I'm responsible for many teams. So what I would like to track, by looking at this dashboard, I can see that I have availability, department data. So what I want to track is show department with most availability in current month. Just like that. Look what happened. So look at this. So what I can do now is not only ask the questions, but I can make this chart with maybe a little bit of different color, because this is the current month I would like to see as red. And then I would like to pin this to my questions dash. So when I pin this in my dash, I can start asking other questions. So instead of current month, I can say next month. So now, next month, I would like to make this yellow because I can probably act on that. And I can again pin this to my dashboard. Everything I'm doing right now, I'm just asking questions. So very simple questions like count, or maybe sum of budget by, let's say, department as map. Look at this. Live, just in front of you, I'm showing the sum of department as map. And I can pin this to my dashboard and use later. So another one that I can do is maybe count of resources by department, but you don't like a bar, you can say S3 map. So S3 map now is showing this data as a tree map for you. So you can again pin to your chart. So another sample is, I want to see, for example, budget data. So sum of total budget total cost by year. So when you start doing this, you can actually see maybe by department, everything you're adding, or maybe I can see ROI. So look at this. You start adding information, and then the tool will show you. So maybe not department. Let me pin the department and change departments by projects. So you can understand your data. So maybe instead of department, I want to see projects. So now you actually see different projects. So you can come here and just pin to your dashboard, like easy as just asking a question. And that means that when you go back to your dashboard, all those questions are now charts live for you to analyze. And if you want to see what did you ask, you can always click and the tool will show you the question just down here. You can different sizes, you can make this a little bit bigger, this a little bit in the corner. Again, all the capabilities that you need. You can rename the charts, everything just by asking the questions directly into the tool. Is it amazing?
Amazing that, because I think everyone loves charts and maps, and I think it's very easy to use and
nice.
made new reports now.
We are running out of time right now, so let's go back to our slides and continue. So what I'd like to show now is how can I access my Power BI from anywhere, anytime, traveling in a flight with my mobile, anywhere. That's the point. So basically what Microsoft says is available any device, HTML5 friendly, so everything. This is the slides, but let me show you what I took from my own iPad this day. So if you look right now at this dashboard, it is exactly the same dashboard I was showing to you here. So in your iPad, you have all this information available for you. Not only the dashboard, but you can highlight your charts. You can highlight a specific month or a specific project. You can navigate through different reports and charts. And all these highlighting, looking at the data that you need for that specific month or date. See different kinds of charts that could be a pie. You can see on a specific forum. You can even share with your colleagues so you can actually see that you need more resources in that specific month, which is really, really useful for you. Not only that, but if you go to your iPhone, and in your iPhone, in your hands, everywhere, you can see the same data. All dashboards available for you. You can navigate through reports, projects, resource economy, snapshot. You can highlight items. You can see the number of projects. You can see a variance of budget. Look at that.
Alan,
Yeah.
amazing. I like to use iPad, iPhone, and mobile device, but if the budget variance change, I have to enter each time to see what happens to my money, or I have some alert, something happened, and I have a reminder or something that.
That's a great question, Andre. Looks like I'm paying you to ask those questions. Exactly what I'm saying. I don't need to look at my phone because actually I can set some rules. That means every time I open and look at my phone, the data is up to date. But I can even set these alerts and tell that when I'm below 30 million in my budget variance, that means I'm not going to have money enough to actually run my projects. I need to react on that. Or if I have a lot of money, like 150 millions, I can just run more projects. And this will be an alert in your mobile. And if you reach those data that can be refreshed every hour, you will get an alert and tell that you have to react on that. That's amazing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and not only that, Andre, because you can actually start navigating and exploring the charts. And when you look, for example, when I see a project that is really good, I can see that it has a very great budget variance, I can actually write and share with my colleagues. So I can say, great result, this project looks amazing, let's continue doing like that. And look, this is the real email that I got from Power BI Mobile telling me that it was a great result. And I hope you really love it because it is an amazing tool and is ready to use and for free.
Amazing, amazing.
That's great. I think we end it right now, guys. Thank you all for watching. What I'd like to show is if you want to get started with Power BI, just go to the website powerbi.com, sign up. It is for free. It is just very easy to use and start playing around with this tool. We love Power BI, and Power BI is really empowering our customers so much in your daily life. My name is Alan Rocha. Thank you very much, Andre.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you all, and welcome to the future, guys. See you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.